Hey guys, I'm back. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to like and subscribe. My channel is going to help you guys, giving you more tips, tricks, and strategies to growing your SMMA agency by giving you guys things that personally worked for me and my business. And I believe if they work for me, that if you guys try them, you should have the same and or similar results. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a follow-up closing call that I had with a particular carpet cleaning company. One of my agents booked this appointment for us. This was months ago now. And I'm just showing you guys the follow-up process. Number one thing I want you guys to focus on is something that I also discovered in working with agencies in terms of this setup, working with clients before basically my previous experiences. Like I told you guys, you're going to have to be willing to learn some new things, right? And I had different sales ability and tactics that I used in my previous company. Now here, I'm using a slightly different approach. So it is a small curve even for me, and I have to adjust to it. In this call, I believe that if you run a pay-per-lead model with your clients, or even if you want to do a retainer model, that you can gain some value from how to identify and qualify the client so that they understand why they're paying the cost or the services that you offer for your agency. So if you want to charge your client, like I do, lead model, or if you want to charge your client $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $10,000 a month, or whatever it may be, how do you identify what the client is going to be considering a quality or qualified service? And one of the questions that I found that really works in these follow-up calls, these closing calls, is identifying with the business, what do you consider to be a quality lead? Believe it or not, many businesses cannot really articulate what they mean by a quality lead. Some of them say, well, if I get the sale or not, right? But that doesn't mean that that's a quality lead or not. Case in point, let's just say a consumer has $500 as an example. They have $500. They don't have $3,000, okay, as an example. And they find a service provider that can do a good job. I don't know what the quality is going to be like. That's not my point of the service. But they find a service provider that can meet that price point. This is the service. John says he can do it for $500, right? And he signs up with John to do the service at $500. Now, Pete comes into the play, and Pete says, well, my price is $800 or $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever it may be, right? And Pete doesn't get the sale, but John does, okay? That doesn't mean that that person wasn't a quality lead. That just means that that person got sold at $500 and the person did a good job or maybe an amazing job. I don't know. And your service cost $1,000 or $1,500 and you didn't get the sale. My point is, when you're on these calls with clients, you need to identify, well, John, let me ask you a question. You'll hear me go into specific details in a moment on a specific call. You know, you get 5, 6, 7 calls or 10 calls. What do you identify as a quality call? What criteria does the caller need to meet in order to be quality for your business, right? For instance, depending on what the service may be, does the person need immediate need for service? Like, let's say someone calls in for carpet cleaning, but they don't want carpet cleaning until 2 or 3 months down the road. A business owner who is paying you may not necessarily consider that to be a quality lead, and some might. It's really hard to say. That's why you have to ask the client, what do they consider a quality lead? If he says they have to be ready to go within, a week or two, guess what? That's a premium lead. He is looking for someone in the marketplace when there's, let's just say another 50 to 100 potential other businesses this person could be speaking to right now, to not just fill out a form, but call you and or want services immediately, and obviously has the resources for it, knows your pricing. There's a number of layers going in here, right? Rather than someone that just calls you up and says, hey, I'm interested in carpet cleaning. Let me know what your services is. I'll call you back. 2 different types of consumers, right? So in identifying these things with your clients, you want to be able to know your service in and out. And this is why I offer strategy calls, coaching calls, because you may not know. When I first got started in social media marketing, I didn't know I didn't know anything about this home service contracting space, right? And I'm navigating this arena, so to speak, and how do these businesses want to do business? How do they look at quality? What determines a quality? The quality is very subjective because sales talent company to company is going to change drastically. There are going to be some companies that are more order takers, and there are going to be some companies that pretty much give the orders and can dictate and navigate and work with multiple variety of dynamics of people. Not everybody is like that, okay? And that will, in one aspect, if you don't identify these things, that will basically speak volume to your ability as a marketer when it shouldn't be, right? Because you're not controlling their sales. But a company will say, either you didn't get me anything, which is a completely different setup. That's going back to marketing, and or what came in was not quality. And as I work with my clients, one of the things we focus on is quality, which is why they pay the price they pay. If they're not looking for quality, they just want volume, then there are campaigns that you can set up that will do that. However, it's important that you express this to the business. They say, Mike, I don't care what you send me, just make that phone ring. Just I want my email blazing all day. I want leads. Okay, no problem. Done. But they say, Mike, listen, I don't want 100 leads a day, okay? I want specific types of leads. I want it to be quality. I want it to have the resources, and I want it to be in the marketplace. And I want them to call me, or they could fill out a form, but they gotta be serious. Okay, different type of price point. So if this makes sense to you guys, I want you to watch the video clip that I have coming up. We go A to Z in this call, and in this call, I identify and show you guys live, basically. This was a couple of months ago, but live, what I do on these calls to identify and get businesses to express, and how we go from one price point to a higher ticket price point, and why they now internalize and understand why they're willing to pay that price point. I'll see you guys next time. Well, as an example, like a quality lead could be, hey, Michael, if somebody calls me, that's a quality lead. Or Michael, if somebody calls me and they want 1 room or 2 rooms of carpet cleaning, that's a quality lead. Or someone that, calls you and they want carpet cleaning done within, let's just say, a week, right? Or 2 weeks as an example, rather than whenever. They're not really sure. They just called me. They wanted to get pricing and they're going to go mull it over. And the reason we ask it is because if we know what you consider quality, now it's easier for us to get you that specific type of phone call, right? And then you guys can have more success with what you're doing.
Yes, sir, but we have some difficulties, especially from the beginning of this year. We have some difficulties. For example, they are really cheap customer profile, and they are really cheap service providers. Mm-hmm. So we can't compete with them. That's why, because this is we canceled our agency because of this. Because
gotcha.
We were paying $2,000 for agency. Mm-hmm. We got so much leads, but we were really high for our prices.
Okay, perfect. That way, when the customer decides to call you, they're about 90% there. They just want to make sure that they can get friendly with the person on the phone, and then they can book an appointment for you to come by. So we would be able to incorporate that for you guys. And then on top of that, you with the area that you have, it would be a match made in heaven, because he's been a client for about 17 months, and he was working with Angie's for, I think, 10 years, he had mentioned. And the reason he had come over is because similar things you had mentioned just now is that, you're not the cheapest and you can't compete with those clients. So you need the customers that are for you.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then do you have a quality or a quantity number that you're looking for on maybe a daily or a weekly basis?
Okay. We got around 300 leads from Google.
Okay.
And we have sister companies. We have 3 more maid service companies.
Oh, you do house cleaning?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We have maid service companies. Yes,
okay.
We have 3 maid service companies. Those are Next Day, Fast Maid, and Noble.
Okay.
So we got leads from those companies also.
Okay, referrals.
They do mobile cleanings or
right.
cleanings.
Mm-hmm.
And the customers usually need the carpet service also. So we got leads from them also.
Nice. Okay. So can you handle let's just say an extra 100 leads a month, 150 leads, or no? Yeah. Okay. Because
Because we are working nearly half of our capacity. We can do
really.
definitely more jobs. Yes,
Okay.
we can do more jobs.
Okay.
Okay, we do about 200 jobs in a month.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, summer is coming, so the ticket prices will be much more higher.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, yeah. So basically I can do 14 to 15 jobs in a day.
14 to 15 jobs a day. Okay. So
Let's say 15. We have 26 working days
right.
in a month. So it will be around. Okay, let me check real quick. Around 350. We can do 350 jobs.
Okay. So we have okay. Yeah. So we have between 100 to 150, depending. If Google picks up, Google slows down, so forth. Okay. Now, okay. So we have quality. We have location. Uh, in terms of like your cost, just so you know, we charge a lead can be relative. And the way that we charge our lead prices is based on the quality that a client is looking for. If a client says, "Hey, Michael, just send me anything," that's 18 bucks, maybe 20, depending on his location. If he wants to get that specific quality, like we were defining a little bit more, where we have specific pricing, specific promotions, it goes up because the quality and the likelihood of converting is going to be way higher. And then obviously, a lead is not someone who calls you, just hangs up the phone, things like that. That does, if it happens, maybe 1% of the time, you let us know. We credit it, of course. Or obviously a solicitation call, right? Someone that may have spammed you somehow and they wanted to sell you a service. Okay. Do you guys have like a price point that you're looking for in terms of leads?
Okay, let me check. Let me
Mm-hmm.
think. From the Google local services, I guess we pay 30 for a lead.
Okay.
It's the average price, around 30. The lowest is, as I know, 23.
Mm-hmm.
The highest is around 40s. But sometimes we boost our name on the Google local services, so we pay more because, as you know, on the Google local
Yes.
services, if they see you on the top, you pay more.
Yeah, they call you. Yeah. Okay. So then what I would suggest, pricing for your area is going to be right around 40 to 45 based on the quality that you're looking for, but it's going to be consistent. And what we're looking for is we're looking for quality. So in other words, let's just say for whatever reason we don't get 150 leads a month, but you close, 90% or 80% of all the jobs that we get over to you. So we look for the quality, and if we can get quantity, great. But if it doesn't occur, it won't be the end. But the territory that you have, I feel like you will get both. But I just want to make sure that you get a taste of what we're doing, and if you guys like it, I'd love to see how we can work together. Okay. Does that work for you?
Yes, it
Yeah.
will
Okay.
work for us. To be frankly, for example, if I have a better percentage of close the deal, I don't care about the money. For 40, 50, 60, really, I don't care about the money.
Right. Okay. Okay, so then today is Wednesday. We could have your campaign. What's today? Wednesday or Thursday? I'm sorry. Today is Thursday. We could have your campaign ready by Monday, and then what I would ask you is, where do you want the phone calls to go to?
I will want those calls direct to this number, my personal number,
Okay. All
because
right.
I will check it out how it works.
Okay. Okay, so we have the 202. So I'll have this set up, and then you'll get an email. We have your email on file, and then all the calls are recorded. That's the beauty of it. So if for whatever reason, a call comes in and it goes to your team and there's, somebody not looking, they just could email it to us. We'll be able to listen to the call, and then boom, we could credit the call for you, of course. Okay. Well, I'm excited. We have everything set on our end. On Monday morning, I will call you and we'll do a test call just to make sure everything is working, and then we will go live, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys. So this is actually a call that one of my agents was able to book. We have many appointments coming in. wanted to make the recording because I keep talking to you guys about getting into the conversation of what a business owner defines as a lead. And in the beginning, the recording wasn't going. So you missed that part where he said, I don't know how to answer. He laughed about it. He said, I don't know how to answer that question. You want to close more deals with clients. You have, especially with, even if you decide to do a retainer model, that's perfectly fine as well. But if you're on the pay per lead model, like I'm showing you guys, then you really want to focus on getting into this conversation. This is more or less the follow-up call. And so I have a team that books appointments for us now. And every now and again, I'll jump on a call. But the key is getting into that conversation. Mr. Business Owner, Mrs. Business Owner, let me talk to you for a minute here. What does your team define as a quality lead? Now, this business has a lot of reviews. They cover almost 3 states, right? And so that's why you hear me pull away right away. Let's go right into it. He's good with pricing. He's good with everything. This guy just wants quality and volume. Easy. All I have to do now is get him a little small taste. Why? Mike, why do you still want to give these business owners a free trial? What benefit is it? Just close them. Just give them guys, if you're in this for that 1 or 2 time check or that 3 time check, great. Go for it, right? You got to remember 60% of marketing companies lose more than 50% of their clients within 3 months. Every month, and then they have to keep turning them over. That's 60% of marketing agencies, okay? The recipe that you want to mimic is how do you retain clients? The retention level that you have with your clients is based on making sure that your clients can have success, right? And that's one of the biggest things that I like about marketing. I don't want to just sign up a business just to sign them up. We spend time to get a campaign going. We invest all these efforts, and then it doesn't go the right way. I'd rather make sure for whatever it's going to cost to get him results. And carpet cleaning is a vertical that we have a lot of experience in. The campaigns are very bulletproof, where it's not going to be an exorbitant amount of money. If anything, it's very affordable to onboard a client and basically put them in the system, get them the leads that they're looking for. And then if he has to get a 3rd lead just to make sense of it, he has to get a 3rd lead. What I'm looking for, as you heard on the call, he's already getting a good amount of leads, and he has a referral network. He has a house cleaning service or services companies that work through him as some sort of a referral service for move out cleaning, which is very big and popular with people that need carpet cleaning for their condo or their home or their apartment. And then, okay, you also heard where he says, man, I don't care what the lead costs. As long as it's quality and we can close the jobs. This is why I'm telling you, some of you think that yes, there are some business owners that are very quote unquote hell bent on price because you don't define what the service really is. Okay, and believe it or not, this took a little bit of learning on my part as well with this vertical, working with businesses in this setup, because you have to inspect what you expect. You have to take inventory on what you're learning from business to business. And I'm telling you, if you guys on your follow-up call, maybe in your beginning call, if they're like, well, what's it cost and all that type of stuff, if you take a second to define Mrs. Business Owner, let me ask you a question. I like to always start my conversations like this on the follow-up calls. What does your business define as a quality lead? Many business owners will not be able to define that. And for instance, a lead could be someone that calls you, right? Doesn't matter what they're calling you for. If they call through a tracking number, for example, that's a lead. That's usually a $5, $2 lead, $3 lead. Those are the cheap leads. In some cases, some companies may upsell those prices to, $18, $19, whatever. Okay. And again, $18 is never going to be the price point. But if that's what he wants, then that will be considered a lead. Then you're going to have someone that calls you and they're interested in carpet cleaning. Okay. These may be people typically at the high point of a funnel. They're not really ready to do carpet cleaning. They're just kind of shooting the breeze, and maybe they'll do carpet cleaning eventually. Then you'll have people that are ready to go. Same day, next day, same week, 2 weeks, looking for carpet cleaning service, right? That is the highest price point for a lead in any market. Why? Because the opportunity for you to take a phone call and convert that person into a client goes up. Now, we can't guarantee sales, but we're talking about opportunity, because a lead, and I had this conversation the other day with another student, but a lead is not a sale. If a business says, well, how much is a lead cost? And they say, well, what if I don't get the sale? We're talking about two different things. And I always like to go back to that conversation, Mr. Business Owner, Mrs. Business Owner, what does your business define as a quality lead? And if they can't articulate that to you, then what you can do is you can, like I just said, go over a couple of different dynamics of what is considered a quality lead, and then have them choose what. 9 times out of 10, they're going to choose the tip of the iceberg. You may have some businesses that, depending on the vertical you're in, they may not really care a whole lot, but it also gives you an opportunity, if you're very good at what you do, to get that higher point in the lead. And then obviously, like you guys heard, I actually have different carpet cleaners that are in his vicinity. And so we have other areas we can pinpoint and target. But he's covering such a tremendous state that right there would definitely, quality, quantity, everything is addressed. Now it's our job to make him happy. Once he's happy, he sees what we can do for him. He's sold, we get him going, and then make him a client for life, right? That's the whole beauty of lead generation, is you can slow things down, you can speed things up at any point. You can work with your clients because it's lead by lead, not when retainer, it's almost day by day, because you get close to the end of the month and if things aren't happening, likely they're going to come on with you the next month is a little slim, and then further on. That's why I like this pay per lead approach. So guys, listen, I don't want to be long with this. I hope this has been helpful, right? For those of you that are looking for a strategy call, you want to grow your SMA agency, you can book a strategy call with me. Click the link in the description below. Strategy call is for those of you that are having a couple hiccups and hurdles in your business and you want to go fast. You can book a time. And those of you looking for a coach, what's the coaching program? My coaching program is a 5-week program where we basically work one-on-one, and I help you go from zero to hero. I work with you day in and day out to make sure that you're A, getting clients, and B, that you're structuring your agency to have success. You can click the link in the description below to book a time to speak with me. I'll see you guys next time.